massive change coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Defango says, I see. Settings says, the chat is ready to display messages. Defango says, beep. Defango says, yeep. NIMH says, boop, carrot. Defango says, boo. Martin Wood, Acrolishlinguision, says, Bop beep. Pixel says, hey. Pixel says, hey, glad I caught this. Susan didn't notify me. But she's not great at that. Defango says, well, that's not what I want. Settings says, the chat is ready to display messages. Defango says, beep.
What up? Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. I know you didn't think that was going to be the case, but that is the case. You are now here. We are all here watching this shit go down.
NIMH says, Martin, hello friend.
You know, I keep putting this thing telling it to stop reading out the chat messages, and it just keeps reading out the chat messages. It's pissing me off. Pissing me off, man. It's pissing me off. But that's okay. Maybe if I just like close that one, we don't have to worry about it. Oh, good. There we go. See, it's not doing it now. I didn't know what was happening with that. It just decided to do it on its own. You just got a deal, I guess. Yeah. So, what's going on, folks? It's a world that we're living in. Apparently, allegedly, that's what some people told me, that we live in this world where these things be happening. So I'm just one of them people that's watching them things and how they be happening. So welcome back. Hopefully you guys are excited to be here with us today. I am. I've been trying to fix my chat thing. I turned on the TTS and then now it won't turn off. And I can't fix it. So whatever. So I just had to turn it off for now, but at least it's still working on my thingy over here. Yeah, it's still working on the thing over there. So if anybody's watching over on that Rumble thing, you'll be able to read their little chats because it's still not integrated into Restream for whatever reason. Yes, for whatever reason. So welcome back. Some shit's been going down. There's been a World Economic Forum Davos thing that's going on, and you guys always seem to be super excited anytime the global elites fly their private jets to go meet each other and talk about how everybody's going to eat bugs and not own anything but them and be happy about it, right? That's the number one thing that we should probably talk about today. Sure, I'm going to crack jokes and try to make fun of it or whatever, but essentially, what can I do about it? I can't really do much about it, actually. No, I could just make videos about it and tell people to, be educated and stuff. But at the end of the day, what does a person like me, what does a person like you, what can we together going to be able to do to fix all this? Do we pick the right people to put up into the right places so that people start listening? I mean, we could try to do that, but then again, that's a game that always gets screwed up because there's so many people out there that would much rather just be famous than actually, do the work that's required to be a good person in the world. Yes, a good person in the world. And some people don't have that, really. Some people just don't do the good things in the world, my friends. I don't think that you've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in that particular kind of way, but it's something that we're all collectively, slowly but surely going to be coming together on, and we're just going to have to freaking deal. Yep. We're just going to have to deal. And there's really not much that I can say or do about the situation. I didn't create it. I'm not the one that's telling everybody that needs what they need to do or not do in this whole entire place. You know what I do? I just look at the news and I try to be clear about it and I try to be good. Dude, did that thing just break? I think it's broken now. Now it's not working. Poor man's goal, PMG. And there's 3 other people that checked. Okay. So, wait a minute. Hold up. How come Mr. Opportunity and Mr. DeWitty didn't pop up on there? What the fuck? Okay, he popped up on there now. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. And oh, yeah, I got to say thank you to no one here yet. That dude's already donated a shitload of bits over on the Twitch, man. I saw bits. I saw 100 bits. I saw another 100 bits. And then I just saw 5 bits. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's lagging, but it stopped working there for a second. It was just like completely not pulling anything up. I don't know. I guess I gotta like update it or something. I haven't checked. So whatever. So what do we got for you today on the old desktop of Manschwell? Well, I guess we'll start off with some Twitter beefs that I've been looking into because, you know, everybody knows that I watch Timcast IRL. Well, I did pretty consistently, you know, like hate watch it or whatever because, you know, I was trying to figure out what they were doing that I wasn't doing that made them better. And once I figured it out, I was like, oh, so like I just need like a group of 5 or 6 other people that have shitty opinions to, you know, argue with or whatever, and then I could just shut them down like Tim Pool does every single time, and then I'll have like a great show or whatever. But, you know, like 6 friends? You want me to get 6 friends together and do all this shit? I don't know if that's going to be working, but I do like Shaman's Coglin over at Freedom Tombs. I think that he's a pretty, you know, like cool guy. He's a Catholic. He's a political cartoonist, animator, and he's one of my favorite people that goes on to Timcast IRL. I think he's way more fantastic than Luke Radowski, but it's being reported that Luke is going to be heading back to Florida or Portland or whatever. So, a lot of people are super happy about him going back onto Timcast, and this is what Luke Radowski's response was. This is your desperate for my seat, your backup bench sitting second-hand dollar store version of me. And that's pretty fucked up considering that that's coming from Luke Radowski. This is a guy that's nose has gotten bigger and bigger over the years, and that is clearly because he is like Pinocchio in the amount of lies that he tells about everything. Yeah. So it just made me laugh because, like, Luke has been one of the main guys that's been like, oh, it's the World Economic Forum, Bill Gates is trying to kill you, all this other crap. But he's never really had a whole bunch of evidence, by the way. You know, some people like Luke Radowski just kind of fail until they make it. You know, this guy's been involved in 9/11 truther hoaxes and the whole 9 yards for years and years and years. And now he's like a secondhand fiddle to Timcast. And he's talking shit to somebody else that's may or may not be going on the show to replace him while he's, you know, out there doing whatever it is. And it's just kind of funny, you know, We Are Change is a pretty big LARP that's existed for quite some time that I don't think has ever done anything specifically or particularly big for what would be considered you, I, or anyone else out there. It just makes me laugh, you know, like these guys are fighting with each other about their little spots or whatever, and be like, bro, you wouldn't be anywhere if Tim didn't put you up there. So you might want to stop talking shit. Yeah. Elon Musk actually did a Twitter poll on Twitter saying, World Economic Forum, should it control the world? And thanks for the sub from Jay Nogi or whatever your name is. Welcome. And then, thanks for the sub from CBD. I guess that's over there at the Twitch, right? Yeah, that's Twitch, I think. Let me go check my dashboard. And then Austin 108 is also getting a gifted community subs. Dang, Cherie CBD just handed out 5 subs to people over on Twitch. Damn, that's real nice of you. And that brings our subscriber count up to like freaking 14, dude. Over on the Twitch, man. We're getting somewhere, guys. And then we even got City Tech Support, whoever the fuck that is. I don't know who that is. There just must be some rando that's watching or something. Super weird. Super weird. So, yeah, I guess, you know, the World Economic Forum's on everybody's tongues right now. There was a poll, and the poll says that, yes, 86% of the people that responded to the poll, which was a lot, about 1.8 million votes, said no, the World Economic Forum should not control the motherfucking world and shit. That's what they said, you know. That's what they said, which is a bit strange, maybe. I mean, World Economic Forum believes that they should control the world and everyone in it, but the rest of us are being like, nah, man, or the rest of us on Twitter that are cool or whatever. All the rest of you people out there that aren't on Twitter, that aren't on cool, that haven't voted yet, bitches. Anyways, so I find it that it's scarier that 13.5% of people that responded to this poll said yes. And I mean, 15 million people saw this shit. So, you know what? Let's not even talk about the percentage of people that actually voted from the amount of people that saw it, which is just even crazier to think about. Like, 14% said yes, and then the rest of them, like, that would have to have been over 90% of people that looked at the poll didn't even respond because they didn't give two fucks. That's how messed up the world is right now. So it doesn't matter where you think you're going to be raising your kids in the next couple of years or whatever, because apparently, you know, a lot of us out there that actually care about shit, vote on Twitter polls and stuff, are starting to see that the world is becoming a very, very strange place. Strange place. Yeah, strange place. Very strange. And thanks to CVVA for the ice cream over there on the D Live. She sent a couple ice creams. Look at that. You got the little ice cream thing up there. You know what, though? I can't hear the D Live alert. Did I turn it down too much? I must have turned it down too much. There it is. See, but I can't hear it. I can hear the jingle. There's the jingle. Tidy Labs. Where's the alert jingle? Mr. Tidy Labs. So, with all of this World Economic Forum, we'll definitely cross back over into that nature. I just wanted to drop into your drop head. So, The Guardian and a lot of other people are saying that some other more interesting shit. Probably the most fascist leader of the COVID era, coming very close to being, I don't know, as lockdown happy as the Chinese Communist Party was. Old Jacinda Ardern has finally resigned as being the Prime Minister of New Zealand. I know, you're fucking surprised as shit. I know, I can see it in your face right now. And you're like, wait, Defango, how can you see my face? Is there a camera somewhere in your house? I can see your face. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry. But yeah, yeehaw. I know a lot of you guys, like, you know, are going to be pretty excited about that, pretty happy about that. I'm even pretty happy about that. And I don't even live in New Zealand. I'm just looking at some of them New Zealanders out there being all like, congratulations. You're no longer fucking being oppressed by Nazis, you know, like that's the way, that's crazy. And I mean, this is like a month after she got caught hot miking some shit. Yeah, she got caught hot miking some shit that she probably shouldn't have been saying, but now it's like crazy. You know what? There's no longer enough in the tank, and she says that it's time for her to leave, because she says she's leaving because with such a privileged role comes responsibility, the responsibility to know when you're the right person to lead and also when you are not. I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice. It's that simple. What? What do you don't have enough in the tank? Bitch, you were like locking down motherfuckers and putting people into camps and shit and being all like, you better be vaccinated or you're not going to be able to survive. You die. I mean, shit's fucking crazy. So, I mean, do we really have to get into all of the stuff that they were there? Because, I mean, the way that she treated her fellow constituents and shit was pretty terrible, in my opinion. But her having the audacity to say that this has been the most fulfilling 5.5 years of my life, but it's also had its challenges. What? You felt fulfilled after you did that to your fellow constituents? You know, your fucking citizens? God damn, bitch. And that's the thing, is maybe she's going to be on to bigger and better things. Maybe she's getting pulled up by the World Economic Forum and they're going to put her in charge of, you know, all the COVID shit, since she did such a great job in New Zealand or whatever, which is, I guess, you know, It could happen. But I feel like this isn't going to be the last time that we see Jacinda Ardern out there. And you know what? They claim that she was a fierce advocate for New Zealand, but I don't know. I've talked to many New Zealanders that are like, that lady's the fucking devil and she's trying to fucking kill us. All I got to say is probably good riddance to this lady, because like, seriously, like, how can this even be? I mean, there's got to be some kind of like Jacinda Ardern supercut of just like stuff that she said that is just outrageous. And you know what? I wish I could find that, because, you know, to me, I feel like now that's something that we need. So now I'm furiously on Twitter right now. Like, is there a Jacinda Ardern supercut? Can we just, I can't even, let's just see if we can pull up a video or something.
You basically said this is going to be like, well, it's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is. So, yep.
So, you basically...
Yeah. Let's create two classes of people. Oh, and by the way, look, it's Kim.com, New Zealander. Wow, Jacinda Ardern just resigned as Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's been subject to much criticism and abuse. I believe she's tried her best. She had a great start, then COVID-19 came. I wish Jacinda and all the rest of them the best. Oh, really, Kim? You think that she did all right and all of the criticism was unjustified?
And so today I'm announcing that I will
You
not
fat,
be seeking re-election.
you fucking fat fuck. I can't wait till they get your ass.
Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she feels strong in her resignation. She seems like, you know, the World Economic Forum got together and they're like, we need to get rid of this bitch. We need to get rid of her. By the way, this was all of the people that were protesting against Jacinda Ardern and all of her policies. Yes, Mike, she did seem crushed in her resignation. She seemed like she was crushed.
And so today I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election.
This is a meme. This is a meme.
And that my term as
If you
Prime
didn't know
Minister
it was a meme, it's a
will
fucking
conclude no
meme.
later than the 7th.
This is a fucking meme. It's a fucking meme. Okay? It's a meme. Relax. It's a meme. It's a meme. Okay? It's a meme.
You basically said this is going to be like, well, it's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of...
Well, you know, it just makes me happy to kind of get out there and show people that, you know, the world sucks sometimes, but it doesn't suck that much. Like, eventually, these evil people in control can't handle their shit and they gotta step out. It's always gonna happen. No human being can be that inherently evil without demonic possession, okay? Okay? Like, there's different levels of this shit, right? You know, like, once you're demonically possessed, you don't feel like that. So I am at least happy that good old Jacinda Ardern is showing herself to be, or at least have a bit of humanity left and finally step down. Because, you know, like, if it was me, I would have probably been like, fuck, these people don't like me, I'm out, you know, fuck this. But no, she stuck in with it. And she made sure that people knew what her ideals were and how she was going to move forward. I'm just happy that all of our friends around the world are finally able to be okay. Yeah, be okay. Now, not to alarm you or anything, but the largest ransomware attack on Maritime software just impacted 1,000 ships. 1,000 ships of goods and services being transported all across the world via boat. Ah, yes, 1,000 vessels have been affected by a ransomware attack against a major software supplier for ships. Oslo-based DNV, one of the largest maritime organizations in the world, said that it was hit with ransomware on the evening of January 7th and forced to shut down its IT servers connected to their ship manager system. And now they're communicating daily with 70 affected customers to update them on findings of the ongoing forensic investigations. Over 1,000 vessels have been impacted. Yes, all users can still use onboard offline functionalities of the ship manager software. There are no indications that any other software or data by DNV has been affected. So, ooh, wow. Critical infrastructure? Like ship manager software, like the FedEx ship manager software? Oh no, the DNV.com ship manager software. Operations and ship management designs for data asset tracking, hull analytics, navigation ports, nautical machinery, Poseidon high hull strength intensities and shit like that. Oh, wait a minute. Why does this all of a sudden feel like a movie that I've seen before? Actually, yeah, this does feel like a movie I've seen before. Hackers. It was called Hackers. Yes, and it was released in 1995. You could go check it out on the IMDb. It was like one of the first time you got to see Angelina Jolie's great titties. Right. Sorry. I remember a lot about that movie, but I'll probably bring that up first every single time because I'm a pig. I'm a pig. But yeah, you guys remember this movie? This is what was going on in the movie. Some fucking dastardly hackers hacked the ship manager software. They were going to overturn all the tanker ships unless they got all this money. Yeah. You've never seen it, CV? You should definitely go check that shit out. Great movie. You can watch it for free on Freevee right here. It says right there. You can watch it for free. Hackers. Yeah, dude. Angelina Jolie. Johnny Lee Miller. I haven't even seen this dude in anything since then. Hold up. What else has this guy been in? Let's see. Known for The Crown, Alice, Settlers, Great British Feeder. I have not seen any of this stuff. So, you know, that was like his biggest role, maybe. Maybe that was like his biggest role. But you know what? Congratulations. Yeah. But if we look at the plot summary, we can look at the plot summary, and a teenage hacker finds themselves framed for theft of millions of dollars from a major corporation. Master hacker Dade Murphy, aka Zero Cool and aka Crash Override, has been banned from touching a keyboard for 7 years after crashing over 15,000 or 1,500 Wall Street computers at the age of 11, and now is keen to get back in front of a monitor and is in more trouble than ever. Fuck, this is cool. This is cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's called Hackers. So yeah, I figured I would let you guys know about this because I've been, you know, following along with what's been going on. And I mean, this is crazy because this is the second attack that has actually been going on in the last 2 weeks in something that has to be considered the transportation industry. There was actually another port that was targeted by the Lockbit ransomware group. And there was a shitload of ports that were being hit by ransomware attacks all throughout 2022. So right now, DHS and security Alejandro Mayorkas says that this is the most significant threat to U.S. ports that we've seen to date. And we're witnessing an increasing level of technology by which our ports operate, and why not only Customs and Border Protections have focused on cybersecurity, but so does the United States Coast Guard. So I figured I would let you know that there was this going on because it's a still ongoing situation. They haven't been able to root out the cause or how it got compromised in the first place. And that should lead you at least a little bit crazy because now they're not just going after the ports. They're actually going after the ships themselves. And, that's not good because those ships are mostly fully automated. The software can pretty much control navigation and everything that the ship does. It's just the guys that are on the ship are basically just trying to make sure that the software is doing what it's supposed to. So they're just sitting back, you know, fucking looking at stuff, That's basically it. And with something like that, you know, you could do some big problems. And yes, that's exactly right. Somebody brought it up. It's very reminiscent of the SolarWinds hack that happened not that long ago, because the SolarWinds hack was also an automation system that's utilized for making sure that you could keep track of your assets and IT infrastructure. I don't know what's happening without that stuff, but it does bring me to pause. Yes, it does bring me to something of a pause. Yes, and you know, maybe it's the Russians, dude. Maybe it's the Russians. Maybe they're the ones that are behind all of this. Maybe it's something else. I don't quite know. In other news, which I thought was funny, it's being reported through the Daily Mail and a couple other places, but Kamala Harris, Vice President, refused to take a knee with President Joe Biden on Thursday at an NBA Golden State Warriors championship. And yeah, apparently Joe Biden got down on his knee, and Kamala Harris was just too good to get down on her knee in front of the Golden State Warrior, which is funny because I do kind of remember Kamala Harris talking all kinds of shit about NBA players and other people that didn't want to kneel for BLM or whatever. But, you know, Joe Biden gets to kneel. But yeah, she's like, no, Joe, you need to be kneeling to me, Joe, because I'm the president now. Right. Yeah, probably. Maybe. But, you know, I guess Joe Biden's getting to have a little bit of fun. I figured I would just bring it up for the fun of it all. Because, like, here's the whole video right there. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope. Oh, no. I'm not getting down on the floor in my fucking pantsuit. You can suck my pee-pee. No, I will not. I will not. I will not do that. Yeah. So, let's see. Do I have mostly Davos shit that's left over? I'm trying to make sure that I go through all of it in kind of a concise way so that people were at least understanding of what's going on. Although this one right here kind of blew me away a little bit. They say it was breaking news yesterday that a minister of internal affairs for Ukraine was among 18 people that died in a helicopter crash by a nursery in a Kiev suburb. They said it was a truly shocking development. Dude, what's going on over there in Ukraine? Their helicopter crash when it gets shot down by the Russians or some shit? All these government people and, you know, like, stuff in Ukraine keep on getting fired and dying and disappearing, and it just doesn't seem to be making sense, man. I'm starting to wonder what the hell fucking Volodymyr Zelensky is up to over there with his boys, because, you know, with this Davos thing happening, they're talking a lot about what's been going down over there. And I mean, I don't know, you know, I don't want to be putting out any conspiracy theories, but it smells funky, okay? It smells kind of fucking ridiculous, actually. It just seems like there's just quite something there's something that's there that doesn't quite feel right, and I just don't really get it. I don't really get it. But here's something I do get. Breaking: Hunter Biden's $49,910 monthly rent matches a deposit at the House of Sweden related to his venture with CEFC China Energy Company. That's the exact same amount that matches the money he claimed to have paid in rent while living in Joe Biden's Delaware home, found on a 2018 background check. Damn. What are the odds that Hunter would be getting the exact amount in a deposit from a Chinese energy company and then depositing that same exact amount into his father's bank account for rent. Kind of seems a little bit suspect to me, if you ask me. I mean, I ain't trying to be like that guy, but it does kind of seem really strange because that rent deposit in the shared office seems that they might have been having a little bit more to know about business dealings and things. And I mean, this is all information that was unearthed from the laptop from hell, right? Yeah, this was information unearthed from the laptop in hell. And yeah, if you're willing to terminate the lease of number 507, the owners are willing to let you out of the lease December 31st, 2017, Browning replied in an email to Hunter. Please note that there's a security deposit paid by you of $49,910 that will be returned within 15 days of termination of the lease after inspection of normal wear and tear. Hunter apparently requested termination of the lease after his deal with CEFC China Energy fell apart, and the Biden family previously negotiated the deal with CEFC, whereby President Joe Biden, the big guy, would receive a 10% stake equity in joint ventures, and that was told to us by whistleblower Tony Bubelinski. Yeah. Wow. I had no idea that that business venture with China was a real thing and then failed, but then there was actually a money trail. Almost seems like there should be some kind of congressional committee to investigate all of this shit or something like that, because it almost seems like this is actual real collusion. Except for instead of with Russia, it's with China, which is literally, I don't know, worse in every possible way imaginable. Yeah. Yep. That's what I think. In other news, your Twitter/Facebook feed might be getting a little bit more popped off because it's being reported by multiple news sources that ex-president Donald Trump is preparing to actually finally make his coveted return to each of the platforms. And yeah, the president's formal campaign actually petitioned Facebook to unblock his account. So it seems like Donald Trump might be actually coming back to Twitter and Facebook posting shit. Isn't that very interesting? Although it seems to be sort of hinged on if he's actually going to get his Facebook account back, which there's really no word on if he's actually going to get that back or not, but it would be interesting to see if he did. I mean, I would be surprised. It would be probably one of the more shocking things that happened in this last couple of weeks, months, years since we started into this whole entire garbage. Yeah, garbage. We're going to call it garbage because that's what it fucking is. It's garbage. Anyways, sorry. Excuse me. I just got to relax real quick. But, hey, do you think Donald Trump is actually going to come back? I don't think he's actually going to come back. I don't think Twitter's good. I don't think they're going to let him come back. I mean, I could want one hand and shit in the other hand. And I'll tell you what, right now, it just kind of feels like to me like he may not be coming back. So, yeah. Oh, shit. I haven't even talked about this shit today, but dude, you guys remember Greta Thunberg? You remember Greta Thunberg? I remember Greta Thunberg. How could we forget this little fucking fake ass bitch? Anyways, fake ass bitch, Greta Thunberg. Yes, German police deny protest detainment was staged. That's right, Greta. Greta's been getting arrested. She's been getting her ass arrested at least twice now. And people are running around saying that, oh, Greta Thunberg, she got arrested. It was all staged. It was a photo op. Look what she's wearing. She's just there wearing her, $300 fucking designer jacket. It's all staged. But yes, the German police have come out and say that, yeah, German police have denied being extras for Greta Thunberg after the false claim that her detainment in a protest in West Germany was staged. Miss Thunberg and other activists have been trying to stop an abandoned village of Lutherans from being demolished for a expansion of a coal mine. Yeah, that's right. They don't want anybody that's freezing to death in Germany to be using coal. So they're out there protesting, and a whole lot of people on the internet thought that lying-ass Greta Thunberg was lying about getting detained by the police. They thought the police were in on it, but now the police are coming out and saying that no, we arrested her fucking ass. That was fucking real. Our officers were just doing their jobs, okay? They were just doing their jobs, arresting these dangerous, violent terrorists. Yeah. We the people. So, yeah, it wasn't staged. I know that you thought it might have been. I just wanted to let you know that it wasn't actually all set up by the cameras. They just went after her because she's the biggest voice and they wanted to show everybody a message or whatever, okay? So thanks, BBC. Thanks for clearing that one up for us. Jeez, there's just no way that I would not believe the police when they said that it wasn't set up. There's just no way that I would not believe the police, okay? If you thought it was any different, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm really not fucking sorry. Just like I'm not sorry about this next story, because I'm glad that these motherfuckers got busted, because this is just abhorrent. How big was the operation led by the LGBTQ couple who abused their adopted sons? Oh, I don't know. It must have been a pretty big operation. It was just released that apparently two gay activists, one named William Dale Zulock and Zach Jacoby Zulock, the adopted fathers of two boys, have been indicted on a grand juries of a slew of felony child sex charges, including the prostitution of a minor. 16 and 17 counts of the indictment charges the couple with soliciting their 27-year-old Hunter Clay Lawless and 25-year-old Luis Armando Vicazo Sanchez, both of Loggingville, to engage in acts of prostitutions with an 11-year-old adopted boy. Yep. Very fucking disturbing. Very fucking disturbing indeed. But yes, it was being reported through Town Hall and other places where they actually invested in a suburban LGBTQ pedophile ring, and it was actually real. And it actually had, yeah.
They come in blazing with AK-47s or whatever.
How many people was it?
10, 15, a lot. They were doing like a drug bust or something.
Yeah, you can tell in Zach's mugshot that he has a big bruise on the left side of his face.
Yeah, they slammed him against the floor in the foyer. He had bruises on his knees, his face.
Awful. 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 A family member concerned about the well-being of the children shared their recorded jailhouse calls exclusively with them. But yet, not only did the married men allegedly have their way with the two boys who were adopted through a Christian special needs adopted agency, they were pimping their children out to nearby pedophiles in the Atlanta area suburbs, and they've discovered some rather shocking shit. Yeah, that's real. It's a real thing. It's a real thing that went down. And yeah, they're putting out names of basically co-conspirators like the Atlanta CNN office, who actually apparently used to have these guys being a part of their situation in some kind of way. And then there was some other things here where they actually had affidavits for criminal arrest warrants and whatnot. And it's even crazier when they have so much actual evidence of what is happening here, and they just let it go for so long. But they've finally been able to arrest all of these people associated with it. And you got to ask yourselves, is that, they always tell you that these things don't exist and this shit's not happening, but time and time again, we're starting to see that it actually is happening. And that's why, people like me, I'm very, very careful about who I'm giving my support to in any way, shape, or form, because you just never know exactly what these people are capable of, because I mean they were living a public life with social media. They were getting on CNN and other different places and basically being promoted while they were in the middle of doing all of this nefarious shit right out on the open on Snapchat for all these people to see. And I mean, it should just kind of shock you to no end. And look at that. Kids menu 12 and unders. Children unattended will be sold as slaves. Zachary Jacoby Lubach is eating pizza at Papa Rocco's Pizza. Uh-oh. Pizzagate. People are going to be talking about that shit. Again, pizza's going to become a bad thing again. Yeah. So, I guess essentially what does it say is that, you know, oh, look. Human rights campaign. Hey, isn't that the Hillary Clinton thing right there? Yeah, human rights campaign, HRC headquarters, and yeah, kind of crazy when they could go over there, stand in front of the human rights campaign, act like they care about human rights while they're doing all that nefarious shit to their kids and like selling their children into sex slavery. Yeah. And it's not just happening in Georgia. It's really not just happening in Georgia. So the more that you want to like understand and look at this, you can see that they actually have been all over the place. And, you know, this could be a lot deeper than people have been realizing, because these guys did fucking travel all over the place with their children, and they've even like had maps of all the adventures that they've taken to all these different places that they've marked on the map. So all of a sudden you got to start asking like, oh, well, you know, were they actually, you know, doing interstate trafficking of their children? And for what most people can see is that, yes, while they have them on this one operation through Snapchat, there's probably going to be a lot more that we're going to see. And I mean, that nationwide road trip took them all the way to the White House for a White House tour. The Zulak family also has their little pictures in front of the HRC, which is an advocacy group for LGBT group people that are advocating and doing human rights stuff. So yeah, think about that. Just think about that. When people talk about grooming and whatnot, it's not a fake thing. It's a real fucking thing. These two dudes adopted some male kids so that they could groom them into becoming sex slaves, and they got caught doing it. Red fucking handed. And they had no qualms or problems in thinking that this was a wrong thing to do. They thought that, oh yeah, you know what? I love my family, is what they said. They love their family. So yeah, it's real. It's not a fake thing.
In my bed, naked, put me in a cruiser with no clothes. I sat in the back of that cruiser from 11:30 to about 4 a.m. naked in the back seat of that cruiser while they searched our house for God knows what. They seized the house, everything inside of it, all of our cars on the property.
Wow. All real. Make sure you guys share that stuff on Twitter.
They took our house because they think there was extra money coming in from somewhere. And we're like in our 30s and we have this big giant house and they didn't think we could afford it.
Yeah, they didn't think we could afford our giant house. They thought that we were prostituting our children to afford this giant house, which is why they stole it from us or took it from us using legal means.
I mean, can I ask you, does this guy know you at all, or is it some random thing he's just trying to, you know, rat somebody? I mean, can I ask you that, or?
So last time he was here, I told him something, and I told you last time he was here. I told him something. I wrote him down something, gave it to him. It's something around those lines, but more.
Me and Zach worked our butts off for everything we've had. And they called me out front again for fingerprints, and I saw the new charges that they're putting against, I'm assuming both of us. There's 17 charges.
17. Disgusting. And, you know, even listening to what those guys are saying on the thing, they almost sound like they don't see what they were doing as being wrong. And to them, they're just like, oh, we're being persecuted for being gay. No, you're being persecuted because you guys are having your way with young children, which is illegal. I mean, it's just fucked up on so many goddamn levels, dude. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. So just keep that in mind, you know, as you're moving through, because there's a lot of people that claim to be advocates against trafficking and stuff like that that don't talk about this stuff. They don't talk about it. They don't even mention it. They don't even mention it. And you know what? There's a huge group of them getting together right now over at Davos, right? They don't really seem to be mentioning this stuff. They don't seem to care as much about all that human trafficking stuff as the rest of us. They'd rather, you know, talk about how they're going to make the future a better place without actually discussing anything. And it's just funny because, you know, all the billionaires flew over to Davos in their private jets. And once again, they're all getting shit on by Greenpeace and all the advocacy groups that are like, oh, they're flying all their carbon spewing jets. And, you know, it's super bad. All the rich people are doing all this socially inequitable shit. And then they're making up all these new things that they're going to do to us and buying prostitutes and shit. Yeah. It's just kind of like, you know, once you realize that once you get into a certain level of money, you stop worrying about all the same things that we worry about, right? Like, no, you're just going to fly your private jet over there. Oh, yeah, but it's just my one little private jet as opposed to all these other people. Yeah. And right now, all the hoes are probably banking in Switzerland. They got all these billionaires with all this money. And yeah, what are they going to be doing? Prostitution? Maybe. I'm pretty sure if we looked at it, there are, what's it called? Prostitutes in Davos. Let's just do Davos prostitutes. Oh, yeah. Prostitutes charge Davos attendees $25,000 or $2,500 a night as sex worker demand is on a boom. Yeah, scores of sex workers have swarmed to the Swiss ski resort town of Davos to offer their services to rich and powerful men this week. So, yeah, I don't think they really care about the whole human trafficking angle of this whole entire thing. But yeah, there's going to be lots of people that are booking, looking to get all of this stuff done. So just remember that it's a party and you're not fucking invited. You're not fucking invited or not. And regardless of whether it's a corrupt circle jerk of select human beings, is Davos just the peak creepy situation that's out there? Because, I mean, this is the place that's saying, hey, you're not going to own anything and you're going to be happy. You're going to eat bugs. We're going to reset or perform the Great Reset. We're going to be banning stoves and all that other crazy stuff. Well, I've noticed after I was gone, much more news coverage in the time of Davos, quoting attendees by speaking those endless panels. Of course, the coverage was a sweetener to the flatter of the CEOs seeing their names in NYT so they could then speak at high-dollar NYT conferences and, of course, get phony news stories from the conferences into the paper. It's just basically a corrupt circle jerk. Yeah. Let's take a look.
Well, we need the people who understand the language and the case law in the country. Because what qualifies as hate speech, as illegal hate speech, which you will have soon also in US. I think that we have a strong reason why we have this in the criminal law. We need the platforms to simply work with the language and to identify such cases. The AI would be too dangerous.
Policing criminal language.
We need the people who understand the language
Fuck
and the
free
case law in the
speech.
country. Because what...
Yeah. Fuck case law. You guys are going to have illegal hate speech here soon in the United States, I think, because we've decided it here at the World Economic Forum because we're the greatest. Yeah, one of these days, these guys are going to figure out that they're not actually the richest people in the world. But, spoilers. Yeah, the World Economic Forum has tacked down prognostications involving bug eating and banning gas stoves. And yes, it's considered to them to be extremely creepy that people would be focused on all of that. Here's Klaus Schwab.
Good evening, and a very cordial welcome to the annual meeting 2023. I express this cordial welcome on behalf of the Board of Trustees and my colleague, Borge Brend, is the President, and all the members of the Management Board, as well as all the people who are here to make your stay here enjoyable and productive.
Mastering the future.
At a more challenging time.
Or just master the
We are
future.
confronted with so many crises simultaneously. What does it need to master the future? I think to have a platform where all stakeholders of global society are engaged. Governments, business, civil society, the young generation, and I could go on, I think is a first step to meet all the challenges.
Yeah, got lots of challenges to be meeting. Master the future doesn't sound ominous at all. How is the World Economic Forum or Davos even a thing? And are they trying to be the boss of the earth? Well, yes, they are trying to be the bosses of the earth.
Think about it. It's pretty extraordinary that we, select group of human beings, because of whatever touched us at some point in our lives, are able to sit in a room and come together and actually talk about saving the planet. I mean, it's so almost extraterrestrial to think about, quote, saving the planet. And if you said that to most people, they think you're just a crazy tree-hugging, lefty, liberal, do-gooder, whatever, and there's no relationship. But really, that's where we are.
Is that where we are? Is that where we are? I don't know. Maybe we are a little more extraterrestrial than most of us think. Probably not. Yeah, David Rockefeller recruited Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger recruited Klaus Schwab. Bill Gates took over for David Rockefeller, and Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab are running the Great Reset. Gates runs the Billionaire Club with Soros, Buffett, Bloomberg, and Turner. Stop the World Economic Forum now. Yeah, maybe we should, but I hear this is just a conspiracy theory or some shit like that. It's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory that everybody gets to hear from and listen to.
It's not about doing Ukraine favors that we're talking about. Supplying Ukraine with weapons, and as President Zelensky very crucially pointed out, supplying Ukraine with the money it needs to win the war is ultimately in our own self-interest.
Oh, really?
I'm a finance minister. And if you were to say to me, what is the one thing that G7 finance ministers, G7 governments this year could do that's actually in our power, right? We don't control COVID. We don't control global supply chains. We don't control whether there will be immaculate disinflation or not. One thing where we have some real practical leverage.
Aren't you guys like the billionaires and shit that control all the businesses that control all that shit?
Clearly, definitively.
Like the supply chain?
And if we do that, if that happens this year, you know it as well as I do, Fareed. That would be a huge boost to the global economy. So I do think Ukraine is going to win.
Yeah, I think Ukraine's going to win because we're going to make sure that they win.
I said, well, where did you read it? And I said, well, it was in the New York Times. And so we just scoffed and said, well, then that's not true.
Let me talk to him. Do you have thoughts about that dynamic, both in the U.S. and abroad? It's not necessarily new, but it's not getting better.
The fake news
distrust
dynamic.
Of any established brand, especially a brand like yours.
I mean, look, I think I think it's a different challenge domestically and internationally, right? So domestically, I think the most important thing that that independent media organizations can do is to hold their ground and hold on to their principles, right? And so for us, that means treating, independence, and following the facts wherever they lead as a North Star, and when the facts lead somewhere ambiguous, it means conveying that ambiguity or the debate around it fairly and fully.
Interesting.
When did you know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission? How long did you know that without saying it publicly?
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. Answer that question. I mean, we now know that the vaccines didn't stop transmission, but why did you keep it secret? You said it was 100%.
But you keep it secret. Yeah. Why would we keep it secret? Why would they keep it secret? I don't know, man.
Like to welcome in a real journalist working with a real news outlet that goes where other hacks like Brian Stelter really won't. Join me now from Davos
Lindell
is
TV
Rebel News journalist Callum Smiles. Callum,
Yeah, they don't really want to be feeding 8 billion useless eaters, but now we're at the World Economic Forum area. There's the Rebel News and a whole bunch of other people that are covering it, but is there really anything real that's coming out of all of this? I just don't think so, man. It seems like most of these people are just doing the same old shit. Thanks to Christina for the pear-shaped character dancing under a rain of confetti, taking off his hat. Appreciate that shit. Thanks for the super chat, 1999. We appreciate your generous donation and patronage so that we can pay our rent. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So, I guess with all of that, it just kind of gives me this wonderful feeling about this World Economic Forum thing. But before I go anywhere else into that, I should probably pull up something that I thought was a little bit funny today. Because, there was this thing that happened earlier today. So this guy named the Friend and his followers were like, all of a sudden out of nowhere, spamming on my YouTube account where they wanted to talk to me or something on a really old video. And it says, the Friend sent me. It's good that you and Trevor are part of the the Friend team with Thomas. Now we know 3 bad guys of Shadowbucks. You grifted Beth. What? The Friend says join Telegram for a message. So I went and joined their Telegram. And I got, no, watch your sleazy 3301 drama here, pal. All of your poser crowd, Thomas, Lestat, yourself. You are like radio stack. They try to seek to inflate your portions. No one cares. Go do something real useful. Troll here, you'll be banned. It's that simple. And I'm just kind of like, y'all said that you wanted a message from me. So that's your message, is that I'm a troll and you're better than me? Look at this. The crowd is mad because they have no relevancy. Thomas's suck puppet accounts trying to seed his music places. Lestat, Z, etc. spend their days arguing with in an extremely pointless, tight-knit circle. Whatever angle Defango has, it doesn't matter. Noise is noise. We rise above the static to achieve real-world goals and results. Consider what their opening declaration of what LARP this, despite me being the creator of Assange DAO, the proprietor of 55 million to Assange, close friend of their family, interconnected is quite obviously countless media outlets, including Musk. Their derogatory nature of their immediate engagement says everything about their intent. People that like that are clueless, and it shows. 55 million for Assange? And then, they said that I was looking like an idiot and stuff. So just to like point it out there is like, I could debunk that claim because right here it says whatever angle Defango has, it doesn't matter. Despite me being the creator of Assange DAO, proprietor of 55 million to Assange, and close friend of their family. This is the Assange DAO. The market capitalization of the Assange DAO has really never been anywhere close to 55 million. I mean, it hasn't ever been close to 55 million. Like ever. It's literally worthless. Well, I mean, technically it's worth a little over 500,000 with almost no percentage in change. But yeah, claiming to be the person that's behind this, probably not going to be your best bet because, it has never actually gone anywhere and it's never raised the price of ETH ever. And literally, it's the basic perfect example of a crypto Ponzi scheme. I mean, even if we go to the year to date on the market cap, there's no motion, no matter what we look at, because there was never anywhere close to 55 million in that DAO. So, like, apparently, either friend wanted to set their people over so that they could come and talk to me. Then they just tried to shit on me and say that they were the creator of the Assange DAO and they're great. So I messaged the Assange DAO and asked them about all of this stuff. And basically, they're not able to confirm any of E's information as being true because, number one, they're not the creator of the DAO. Number two, there was never actually 55 million in the DAO to begin with. Like, it's never even came close to that in any way, shape, or form. It's just basically another scam on top of a scam. So I guess that must be why they were asking to talk about me or talk to me about this whole thing, because it's a scam that I was never involved in. I never did anything with the Assange DAO. And now I have messages coming from somebody reportedly connected to the Assange DAO saying that they raised all this fucking money on it. But, I mean, I don't think that I've ever seen any historical data that would prove that the volume would ever be anywhere close to what they're dictating it being for. I mean, just kind of seems like it's all bullshit. At its highest, when it first started, it never even got over 21 million. So, yeah, cool. So, yeah, definitely don't donate to the Assange DAO. If you did, well, it's you probably lost your money. And it seems like there's still people that are interacting with it. I mean, it seems like it's got some stuff going on with it, but I guess we'll just have to, do a little bit of security testing on the contract, see if anything comes out. But with that being said, I guess, it's just kind of funny, I don't know why these guys were coming into my zone talking to me. They're like, oh, well, we have a message for you. You're a LARPer and you're never going to get anywhere. And I'm just like, My spot's bigger than your spot. And now you're on my radar. So you're in trouble now. You're in a lot of trouble now. And then, you know, since I joined their Telegram, I was actually able to get the phone number associated with that, even though they weren't able to be associated with that. Now we know who's in control of that account. And no, it doesn't seem like they're actually utilizing a fake phone number or like a Google Voice number. It seems like it's their actual account. So I guess she hasn't disappeared. She's still around and still LARPing her ass off associated to Assange. I wonder if people are going to figure out who she is. Well, I mean, Lisa, you're stupid. And with that, I guess we're pretty much done. Yeah, we're pretty much done for the day. So we brought some receipts. We dropped some information. We appreciate you guys coming to the Best Word Show of the day, but now it's time for that shit to be over. Yep, it's time for that shit to be over. So we appreciate y'all coming on through and checking us out. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, follow, share this with your friends. Do whatever it is that you feel is right for you in that particular area. And other than that, peace out. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again on the next one. And thanks to no one here yet for them 5 biddies. We appreciate you. Have a good one, folks. Be safe out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Thank you.